What is up, folks?
Yeah, how we doing? Live streaming. Engaged and enraged. I'm Dan.
I'm JC.
How we doing, everybody? We are here. Trump's America. What we got going
Yep.
on, man?
Well, we're in our almost the second week's done, and we've had just about the same amount of planes fall out of the sky on Trump's watch. Something that hasn't happened in like 15 years or something. 10, 15 years. Um, all during the time of DEI, it never happened. They didn't fall out of the sky. But now Trump's white DEI hires are like not doing the job. So
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad. There's a lot, it's just a tragedy that, we think most likely could have been probably avoided if things hadn't been such a cluster F in the government the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
We're going to
I
get
mean,
into it.
yeah. Trump's actions within the last 2 weeks that he's been in office, it definitely not helped what has been happening here. Which has led to deaths. Um, Completely outrageous. I mean, the incompetence here and the just sort of the lack of leadership and the just sort of the chaos from all of the pushing these people out, firing all the, trying to get these people on buyouts, pushing all these people out of the FFA. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on here.
Right. Also, we are live on Twitch tonight too. So,
Yeah,
hello to everybody on Twitch.
yeah. How we doing out there on Twitch? Thanks for watching. If you come across the live stream, we're gonna be kind of covering some of this stuff and just trying to get some stuff set up. So bear with us. We're just chilling. Uh,
If there's any audio or video problems, please speak up. We haven't done too many of these dual lives, so
yeah. We're kind of new at this. We're a couple of brothers here that are we're just fed up with the state of affairs where we're at with Trump. We are a pro democracy. We're pro democracy folks here, and we just decided that like it's time that we try it in some way to voice our opinion, speak up for what we think is right, and call this this shit out that we see from Trump. We went through it with for 4 years. Um, Day in and day out, it was fucking chaotic. Um,
yep.
and we're tired of all the Nazi shit. Um, so we're here. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna call the shit out. Um, yeah. So let me get. Let's see if I can get. I don't know as far as for copyright reasons. I want to see if we can get some live, at least see some live or listen to some
in the vicinity of Roosevelt
what's
Mall
going on.
on Cotman Avenue. This occurred shortly after 6 p.m. this evening.
I hear it, but I don't see
As
it.
of right now, we have
Yeah,
no
let me see.
reports on the number of fatalities.
All you can see is this boom.
And that's
And again,
all she
bear
had.
with me.
And otherwise, stay away. We're doing our jobs,
I'm
and we'll
new
update
to all
you.
this.
She
I'm
says
just kind of learning
a
as
little
we
bit
go.
later. And so now we wait.
Yeah, so
hopefully in the
obviously
next few
we've
minutes
got,
to hear
a
from Governor
tragic
Josh Shapiro.
situation going on here where we've got, a massive loss of life from, who knows what. We're not going to speculate on what happened. All we know is that it was a plane. I believe it's the northeast side of Philadelphia. Could be the northwest. I'm sorry, like there's a lot of
Oh, sorry. Here we go. Yeah.
here we go.
Um, Here, let me.
We are not reporters, so we will
Yeah,
listen to the
man.
reporters.
We're just a
We're not
couple
trying to
average
say,
Joes
yeah.
here, man. But here, let's just kind of listen in for a second.
who
See
will
what's
brief
happening.
us as well. He's been
4 crew members as well.
Yeah, 4 people.
No casualty
seem
figures to share so far during these briefings, but if there are any more briefings, we'll be sure to bring those to you live and uninterrupted.
Well, looks like they got a little bit of downtime here. Maybe we'll come back in here in a minute. But like you were saying, JC, you were giving some details on it. Mistaken.
Yeah, just I was watching the Adam Mockler live stream just a bit ago, and he was showing a video of a guy was like ordering food at like a fast food place, and like the plane like smashed into the ground. It was like a giant fireball. I mean, it was horrific. You know, like I said, this something like this hasn't happened in like around like 15 years. So you got to ask yourself, why is
All
it
of a sudden.
happened all of a sudden, but also twice? Where is the systemic, failure happening? Because like let's not be like making it making any bones about like what these air traffic controllers do. Like when I was in the Air Force, I knew guys that were being trained in Biloxi to be air traffic controllers in the military. You know what I'm saying? And like those folks, would be like practicing at lunch and stuff, while we're at the mess hall. And like it was like I couldn't make hide nor hair of like what the hell they were talking about. It's all lingo, like each kind of plane is like they were talking like heavies and whatever, it's like the size of the plane, and like they
Yeah.
all have identifying numbers, and you got to make sure you know where they are, but it's like also know where they are in like a 3D space because they're flying and some are on the ground. You know what I mean? It's like a lot, dude.
Right.
And they
Right.
need a lot of like top people in these positions. And now that Trump's making it harder to fill these roles where they're already like behind,
Right.
because they're gonna like exclude people. Because let's face it, this anti DEI stuff is like them excluding people of color. Because like if you hire someone of color and something happens, what does Trump do? He gets up there and says, "Oh, there was a brown person involved, obviously a DEI person, and
Right.
that's why there was a problem." It's disgusting, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's outrageous what's going on, really. I mean, and let's not kid ourselves. Like if let's imagine when Joe Biden became president in his term, within 2 weeks, if he had pushed out leadership at some of
The
these
FAA,
departments, the FFA, and some of these other federal gigs, and he's like you said, just making it difficult to fill these
not the
positions.
sorry, not the FFA, because that's the Future Farmers of America. We mean the FAA,
That's what I meant.
Federal Aviation
Yes,
Agency.
sorry, I misspoke. But you know what I'm saying. It's like
For sure.
Fox News, Newsmax, Breitbart would be on 24/7. Impeachments drafted, all of it. Because
Yes,
they'd be like,
point
the
taken.
just the gross incompetence of that, yeah, they just it
Because
would
that's what
be
the machine churns out.
insane, dude. It would be insane, and they would say it is the fault of Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg. That's what they would say. I
Yeah,
guarantee
they're
you.
like that. Yep.
Guarantee you. So we're just matching back what they're doing here, like, well,
Because let's
but
face it,
we
he's
even
in
you even said
charge.
though,
He's in charge.
yeah, but you even said it's like we still like trying to understand why it happened, but like it's Trump's America, baby, and this happened under his watch. So
When
buck
bad
stops
stuff
with you,
happens
buddy.
under a Republican, we're gonna fucking say so. We're gonna be like, look at the stuff that happens under Republicans.
Yeah.
Oh, your eggs are $6 a piece now. Oh, look, that's Republicans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Planes are falling out of the sky. Look, that happens under Republicans because they don't know how to lead. They're not leaders, man. They don't know how to govern.
No.
They don't care to govern. They want to say stuff that gets some buzzy shit going on the internet and look like they're doing something and then go play golf while they make fun of poor people.
Yeah. Has he I know Trump really loves to take credit for the stock market when it's doing well, even when he's not in the office. But has he spoken anything about the $1 trillion that was lost the other day?
Oh my
Um,
God. The
has
bleeding on the street is still happening, dude.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it, and it seems like it's all kind of heading downward right now. So, I mean, has he spoke anything to that? I don't
No.
think so.
No,
Of course
that's why
not.
he's talking about DEI
Right.
situations that aren't. I mean, it's just. I mean, dude, if you do this mentally in your head and you swap out DEI for a slur, you pick a slur. I'm not even gonna name. I don't. Obviously, I'm not gonna name any. You pick any slur you want.
Uh-huh.
That's what they
Just
say
replaced
in
it,
their
yeah.
head when they say DEI. That's what they're saying.
Right.
So just so we're clear, when Trump says DEI, that could be the N word, the F word, saying something anti-Semitic or something, against Muslims or Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what that's what they mean. When
Yeah.
they say DEI, that's what they mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty clear at this point. That's what they think. That's what they
How else? I mean, how many white people? I mean, how many white people are getting fired for DEI?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think any. Maybe some women.
mm,
you know,
right, right, right. I don't know, man.
it's
I just like,
Trump's America, baby.
yeah, Trump's America. Um, I want to read this article to you. Let's read this article, and maybe we'll check in on maybe Adam Mockler or the plane crash here shortly. Let me see if there's any updates going on.
Yeah, I think you should even leave that up if you want in the background on mute. That would be
Okay,
fine,
yeah, let's do that. Let me
just
get
so
that back
people
on.
know what we're talking about here.
Um, Man,
Again, thanks for everybody for joining us on Twitch. Second stream on Twitch. First time with Dan together here. We're both fully enraged, fully engaged. So,
yes,
this stuff didn't happen under Obama.
yeah, I don't remember any
Stuff didn't
plane
happen
crashes like
under
this.
Biden.
2 days in a row, plane crashes. What's going on here?
Dude. Yeah,
Okay,
barely two
give it.
weeks and two crashes, man. So, what are you gonna do?
Let's just mute it. Leave
I
it
wonder if
now.
they're gonna withhold any kind of oh, excuse me, long day. I wonder if they're gonna withhold any kind of aid for Philadelphia,
Oh, they might have to.
unless they do something.
Right,
Oh my
right.
gosh, look at that freaking crash, man. That's ridiculous. Yowzers!
Man.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty, pretty crazy. Let me. So I want to be able to.
Yo, that was nuts, bro. Holy crap. And there was, I think they said that it was like a Lear jet, um, and some sort of a medical plane. So that makes it even, that makes it even worse, man, because that's valuable infrastructure, aside from the obvious loss of life and the tragedy of that, but now they're down a med plane,
Yeah.
and not to mention like just
Oof.
the people, there's obviously people on the ground that are, highly affected. This is an urban area. It looks like it's pretty, where people actually live, you know what I mean? Not like in an industrial type area, but like, there's, it looks like CVS's and stuff or whatever. Oh, we lost, it's just showing boomers.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying
Oh,
to.
this is the article. I gotcha.
I'm just here doing shit on the fly because I'm,
It's okay.
whatever, man.
I just,
We,
I'm
we
experiencing,
ain't nobody
I'm
motherfucking watching
experiencing,
our shit.
bro.
Ain't nobody watching our shit anyway. We just a bunch
We're having
of,
fun, man. We're just
yeah,
having fun.
we just here calling it like it is, man. Seeing,
But that's how you
learning.
know we're authentic, folks. Like we're just like you. We're just trying to, we're getting out there. We're speaking our mind. We're tired of being enraged with nothing to do, no way to do anything without being able, without just like voting every couple of years. Like that's not good enough.
Right.
It's not good enough.
Yes. Okay. So we've got the old boomer story here, but I'd like to maybe we'll come back to these fuckers here. Let me.
Let's see what this lady is saying on the news behind you.
While I get this.
Live here in Northeast Philadelphia, but I do want to bring someone with us, just as you mentioned, if you want to come over here. He lives close by, and you were actually not home when this happened, but you said your mother was. If you want to come closer, what was that phone call that you received?
So I was around 20 minutes around from here.
I mean,
and
oh
I
my
received,
gosh, bro,
you know,
that
a
thing
call
was
from
just
my mom
fault.
saying she was crying. On the phone. She was
Something
like,
happened to that
A
plane.
plane just crashed around the house. I'm like,
Something happened to that plane in the air. Well, obviously.
and I can actually tell you what she said because she was here. So she told me, you know, she was on the living room. She was
But it
listening
looked
to
like
some
it was
worship song
it caught on fire like moments before it hit the ground. That's just
or something. Yeah, she said she saw something like that, like a fire. And everything just started shaking, and she was like
so,
terrified. She looked outside, she
oh
heard
my
people crying,
goodness.
screaming, and it's terrifying.
And how is your mother now? And also, just to give our viewers at home some perspective, can you show them exactly where you live?
So I actually live. You see the street Bradford right there? The one that has the one-way sign right here. This first one. Yeah. So he's kind of
Yeah, bro, and it's like how much more of this is let's face it, man. Like when you got the government and you remove the guardrails that protect people because you're trying to get your cronies in there and get people in there so you can run a scam and steal money from the American people. Like what you're doing is you're defunding society. Fuck defund the police. Like what they're doing is defunding society because we've already don't, the middle class is gone. We're all lower class now, and now they're taking so much that there's and gutting our government to a degree that like infrastructure is not working, and like this is just the beginning. We're like I said, we're 2 weeks in, so like the most sensitive thing, which would be one guy running an air traffic control tower when there usually is like two or three or something,
Right. Yep.
come on, like we're seeing it because this is the most vulnerable place for it to break, you know what I mean? But like society cannot take being defunded by oligarchs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're already at a breaking point. Like I don't know about you, man, but I got my pitchfork out yesterday, and I got it nice and sharp.
Yeah, you're gonna, yeah,
Because
you're
we're
gonna
gonna
go down
fucking
to
be
the,
needing them damn
yeah,
pitchforks soon, dude.
bro. That well, so and then I think it was Breaking Points I was watching earlier, and they were talking about
With
just sort of like
Sagar
the
and
just sort
yeah,
of the increase in demand that like these companies like the plane companies and specifically the one in DC that happened at the airport there that specific Congress folk had been pushing um for to just sort of like increase the amount of traffic that goes through there that really shouldn't, but they just
hmm
like they're trying to like get get in there instead of building another airport, for instance, there's like the Congress folks and like Congress folk, and then the companies are all like trying to like make this shit happen for themselves specifically. It's like so
yep.
that's just another problem that exacerbates it. Plus, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff right there. It was
I mean, that's just shit.
man,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's like yeah, we're going back inside. Wherever we're going back in.
Yeah, it's like this.
Whatever.
Yeah, whoa, boom, yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy,
Hey,
man.
man. And my, our hearts go out to him, and not in no fucking Nazi way, like Musk says, but like in a real, like
Yeah, that's
genuine, like person to person. We feel for these folks. Anybody involved in these plane crashes. Obviously, we're placing the blame correctly on the person in charge, which is Trump
yep.
and his Republican owned, Congress, like, that they allowed this to happen on their watch, is
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable. So,
But yeah, for sure. I totally agree.
like they're already mismanaging our funds. Like at least they could, pretend like the planes and the trains will like operate like they're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, but I
Yeah.
guess that is what is happening right now. Is like people are pretending like when are government folks just gonna like walk out, of their jobs and be like, yeah, they're trying to run our government like a business, which is like nobody does anything. They're golfing and schmoozing,
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Yeah,
figure out how
well,
much
and
money they can return to
what's this shit
themselves.
that I hear about Musk has been wanting to trying to get access into like the payments the payment information through the IRS. Like that shit is
Yeah,
wild, bro.
dude, he was like locking people out of like government officials out of like the computers and stuff.
Yeah, and like
Like, why do we have like an unelected billionaire, wild billionaire,
the richest man
rolling
in the world.
around, the richest man in the world, just running around doing stuff like do the Republicans have no fucking shame, dude? Like it's exactly like you said, dude. Like if this was going on and like can you imagine the outrage machine that would be happening under Biden if like George Soros was doing his fucking, walking in there like a, RoboCop or some shit in his metal body, you know, going
Yeah.
through all the government stuff, they would fucking be having like literal aneurysms on air, like hauling people left and right out on stretchers because they'd just be losing it, dude. Judge
Mm-hmm.
Janine would be like 8 bottles of Merlot deep. You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
I can't believe this. globalist progressive radicals are they're wheeling Soros through and they got that, it's like, come on, man. Like,
Right.
how are we not fucking like literally in the streets right now? How are we not in the
I
streets,
think
bro?
it's gonna be happening, man. Like if this shit continues, dude. We're only 2 weeks in, man. People are starting to already be pissed, man. Even Trump supporters that voted for him that are like, wait a minute, like I don't remember voting for a lot of this shit. And like
Right.
which of these executive orders and shit is reducing the cost of stuff? Because it doesn't seem to be going down. Tariffs start tomorrow. The economy's fucking, the market is responding in a
Shit in the
hugely
bed right
negative
now.
way.
The market is dumping.
Oh, man.
As it should, because like, you know what? The price of everything's about to go up. That's not good. That's not good. Nobody likes that. Can't let that happen. Isn't that what Trump said? Can't let that happen.
Oh, man. So, yeah, here we are. So this is a story I came across the other day that fucking enraged me, man. We talk about this billionaire shit and all the money involved and like these real it's just blew my mind to hear somebody kind of talking this way. Hold on, I need to pull it up here on my end so I can read it. Okay. This source is the Telegraph, and it says a story by Zoe Strimple 6 days ago. Boomers, it's time to hand over your dosh and kill millennial socialism. Got a picture. Well, you can see it here. It says, I'm all for respecting private property, the privacy part and the property part, which means I entirely agree with the rights of people to get stinking rich or accrue substantial assets, and so long as they are operating within the law and paying taxes to do whatever they like with it. Even so, I can't help but think that there are reasons, potentially existentially important ones, for encouraging boomers to give up a decent chunk of their cash to their children. The facts are these boomers are rich and the young are relatively poor. The median boomers' wealth went up by a whopping 102, what is that, pounds?
Pounds.
Between 2010 and 2020, compared with 6,000 for the median millennial. Moaning about how unfair this is pathetic, and the war on boomers is often ugly in its assumptions. But that does not mean that they shouldn't be incentivized to be a bit more, how should I put it, generationally generous. Put bluntly, millennials whose elders, yours truly included, are in their early 40s now, are low on assets, and boomers are pretty high on them. And also it seems very stingy. The International Longevity Center found that between 2019 and 2020, during Trump's term, just 6% of over 20s surveyed said they'd had been given anything worth over £500 in the last 2 years. And as the center points out, the older you are, the less likely you are to be given anything from a parent or grandparent, barring anything else passed down through the inheritance. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, I actually I did quite a bit of I did my own research. No, but
Yeah.
I looked into I actually read a couple articles about how this is you can look this up yourself out there. Um Within the next 15 years, most boomers are going to pass away, right?
Okay.
Which is going to trigger one of the biggest transfers of wealth ever, because the
Sure.
baby boomers oversaw one of the greatest economic booms and busts. I mean, a couple of them, but like
Sure.
saw a huge generation of wealth,
Yeah.
most of which has been accumulated already by these one percenters, but nonetheless, they have benefited from the policies of the people before them that fought for, like, unions, things like that. Reagan came in, and we get the trickle down economics, which we all know is actually flood up all of the money, and then they don't let anything trickle down. That's why they call it trickle downs, because like they make you think it trickles down, which is like, why the fuck should we be satisfied with the trickle anyways when we're doing all the damn work, right? Like,
Yeah.
why these damn Amazons, the robots aren't here yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, packages ain't getting here on time. Why? Because people are on strike, not because fucking robots are on strike. He don't have his, like, now we can go deeper into like when the robot shit takes over, because that's not far off. But like right now, these guys and their wealth, the economic model that we have going on right now, where take our, most our paycheck, and then they take our lunch money too, and then they pick
Yeah.
us up by our ankles and shake us like in the, in the fucking cartoons.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there ain't nothing left to scrape off of us, man. Like, we're broke. You did it. You killed the middle class. Like, just looking Bezos, and looking Zuckerberg's, looking fucking the dude from Google, and Musk's, like, looking their bank account. That's where the middle class is.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the middle class is in some hedge fund's fucking bank account because he bought up like 18,000 neighborhoods and foreclosed, after they did all this subprime shit. It's a joke, man. Like, we're getting fleeced right now. These planes are the least of our worries right now with like what's going on in the government, man. Like, this is a symptom of what they're doing. They are defunding the government, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to make that shit go viral. They're defunding the
The
government
government, yeah. Defunding, yeah, just like larger than
in the
defunding
name
the
of
police.
DEI. They're rooting these people out. Swap in, boom, Jew. That's what the fascists in Germany did. They're like, we need to get all the Jews out. Root and stem. Isn't that what Pete Hogsbreath's been saying? Fucking Secretary of Defense. Oh, we're getting DEI out. It's dead. It's done. It's like I said earlier, man, like, insert your slur.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's unreal. It's
It's
unreal that
enraging.
we're in, yeah, it's unreal. It's enraging that we're in this fucking position again with these clowns. And
Yeah,
like you said,
I'm over the shock.
um, just, the like you said, the unelected President Musk that we've got right now, because I'm almost convinced that it's just basically him kind of running the show. Trump's just a big oompa loompa that goes out there and takes all the heat for everything.
But
But it's
Musk
just,
doesn't even run his own companies.
I know, it's just ridiculous, dude. These
That's just
people.
one of the lies he told Trump. He's got Trump convinced that he's some kind of genius, but then the more time they spend with each other, they're like, hey, this guy's full of shit. And Musk's over there like looking at Trump, and he's like, man, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah. But let's look at this story though. Let's check this story out about Musk here. By the Washington Post.
Which is no liberal rag, you know what I mean?
Right. Let me pop this off of here for a second. Okay. Yeah, Washington Post updated just a couple minutes ago. Says senior U.S. official exits after rift with Musk allies over payment system. The highest ranking career official at the Treasury Department left the agency after a clash with allies of billionaire Elon Musk over access to sensitive payment systems, according to 3 people with knowledge of the matter who spoke on condition of anonymity to describe private talks. Librick, who served in non-political roles at the Treasury for several decades, announced his retirement on Friday in an email to colleagues obtained by the Washington Post. Trump named Librick as acting secretary upon taking office last week. Librick had a dispute with Musk's surrogates over access to the payment system the U.S. government uses to disperse trillions of dollars every year, the people
I'll tell
said.
you exactly what the disagreement is that there is no fucking department Doge.
Yeah,
There's no mandate. There's no you know what I mean? Like there's if
it's
they,
ridiculous.
they can't do any of this Doge shit because guess what? It's tied up in lawsuits because they are they're basically like an unelected, unauthorized by Congress entity that doesn't exist. It's not like the Department of Education where there has like this whole like, structure in place where you have the secretary and they have the people underneath them and they have oversight and like they have like freedom of information, they comply with all these other different things, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Doge compliant to? Who do they answer to?
It sounds like
The
Musk.
nobody, because they're it's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah,
It's made up, bro. It's a fucking. He's calling it Doge because he's into the
he's
fucking Doge coin.
because he's probably got like a half a billion fucking Doge coins, and he wants people to like get into it so he can make more money
so
off of
so
you.
there yeah, so there's where the disagreement. It's not a fucking disagreement. It's like he has no fucking business
Authority, or
being
yeah,
in there. He has
exactly.
no authority. He's a fucking nobody. He's not elected to fucking anything. He doesn't have a security clearance for
Well, and
that shit
like you said,
or
it's
like any
not an
involvement in
agency.
that. Exactly.
It's
Like that.
not
Oh, I'm
really a
sorry, I hit my
department
mic, but
either. You're so
he's
enraged, bro.
nothing.
Chill out, man.
I am.
You're
I'm
fucking
sorry.
raging, bro. You're getting on, dude. This shit pisses us off,
Liberal
dude.
smash.
Fuck you, Musk.
Serenity now.
Oh man, these fucking like, what is he? I mean, you can make recommendations as they claim to sort of do, but like these recommendations were supposed to be just like a year or so from now, right? Like when this apparently was set up, that it was like, all right, you're going to review everything. It's like, what do you need access to the payments for, or the payment systems and all the data within there, like essentially basically
Just think
everybody's
like what he could do with that.
banking. I mean, as I know, the IRS has my banking information for when like refunds and stuff come back.
He could put shit in there. I mean, like he
Who
could put a
knows,
worm
man?
in there that like could just rob more money. You know what I mean? Not only that, he could get in there and have like all this. You know how these communication guys love your private information. He could have access to like all the banking information of everybody, dude. Like be fucking like I don't know, man. Fuck this guy. That's what I say. That's what I do know. That's really the only thing I do know is that he's up to no good, dude.
Mm,
He's up to fucking no good. And how do I know that? Because like what think of any can I can't think of any other analog. Like I can't think of any other example of some rich clown rolling around doing blatantly like crazy traitor. You talk about Edward Snowden releasing shit. Like we've got a guy that's like Edward Snowden had a security clearance. You know what I'm saying? Like he worked for the government. he did something, that I'm kind of ambivalent about, but like Musk is not he's nothing. He's just some dude. He's some rich dude. He's not an official, man. Like he's doing shit that's like blatantly illegal. He's
Yeah.
like, look at the picture. He's in there with his fucking kid. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. This. Oh man. Okay, so
Oh,
we uh, j- just just for a moment to cool down from the enraged
I'm fine.
that we get from
I'm sorry.
this guy. No. Technical question, because I don't know this much about this shit. The stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. How do we increase
It's fine.
that bit rate? It's all good. It
It'll
tells you.
happen. Yeah, it says it's fine.
All right. All right. That's cool.
Tell it to shut its mouth.
Fuck off, bit
Yeah,
rate. Shut your
essentially.
fucking
It's all
mouth,
good.
dude. Take your
No, it used
rate
to do that to
into.
me, and then when I would watch it back,
It was like
it's all
whatever.
good.
All
Yeah.
right. But anyway, so yeah, like what the fuck is
And I'm
this
watching
shit,
it. It
dude?
looks fine.
Like
I'm
what the
watching it
fuck?
right now, so we're good.
Oh man. Um, but yeah, Melania Musk is president of the United States right now. What would you know?
And then watching, I kind of got a little triggered watching Pete Hegseth like doing his getting up there puffing up his chest, talking like right after Trump, about how the military, DEI is gone now. And it's like I just want people to start explaining to me. It's like, can you look at someone and tell if they were DEI, and if so, how? Kind of like that lawyer was doing to Crowder in the deposition. Like, how do
Who?
you know someone's
Yeah.
Hispanic, Mr. Crowder? Can you show me someone that's Hispanic on the phone call? Well, I don't know. Well,
Oh
Bill,
wow.
because there is somebody that's Hispanic on the phone call. Can you tell me who it is?
Yeah.
uh,
Well, he had a
Nobody's
Hispanic looking face.
looking brown enough for me right now, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, that's what he was doing, dude.
Oh boy. Should we watch that? I
Oh
don't
my
got.
god. No, we gotta go. We gotta like focus on that. Like do a
Okay.
whole
All
thing
right.
on that.
Well,
That
I'll tell you what, anybody that's watching out there right now, if you haven't seen the Steven Crowder deposition, you go look at it, watch the motherfucker, because it highlights and it shows you that Steven Crowder is a fucking lying clown that
douche.
doesn't even realize that he's the boss of his own company,
Right?
and that he's got a company of 34 people. But there are departments within his company that basically like produce materials and content and stuff that he just doesn't even know about. But then he reports on it somehow.
Right.
It's almost like he's being fed the information or the materials to talk about without even really like
Yeah, he's clueless,
understanding
essentially.
or like figuring out what he's talking about. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
So go check that out. That's good. And we might do a separate episode where we
uh, yeah, we're definitely gonna get into it. I watched and recorded a couple good clips off of it, so we could definitely get up in there. Like
yeah.
the lawyer does a really good job of like exploring like how Crowder uh I don't know, how would you describe it? Like a certain flavor of racism, right? His prejudices, like how he
Racial profiling, right?
his yeah, thank you. I knew there was a term.
Yeah.
Yeah, how he
Mhm.
racially profiles people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that that's what he does.
Yep. Yeah, we will we will dive into that because you know what, Steven Crowder is well, I always just called him Steven Coward because like I was a Majority Report watcher, still am, but how he was so fucking terrified to debate Sam because he knows he's just a know nothing kind of guy. He doesn't know shit. You know what I mean? He
He
knows
just
what
likes
bread
dressing up like a woman,
he
right?
knows what butters his bread and what words to say to get paid by these rich assholes, dude. The trigger words, the keywords, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he'll make fun of trans people so he gets to dress up as a woman. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, like he does
Yeah.
that quite a bit, you know.
Yeah.
But he's such a hypocrite. That's why we're talking shit
Mhm.
on him. We don't
Yeah.
give a shit if you can dress up any way you want. We don't care. Making fun of
Yeah,
him
like
because
yeah.
he makes a big deal out of it. He says it's like not okay, but then he does it.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
like that people shouldn't exist or whatever, and
Exactly.
um,
Or he's like really horrible to women. Like you saw,
yeah.
like how he treated his wife on that like
Mm-hmm.
Ring doorbell or the
Yeah,
Ring cam or whatever. Oh
yeah.
my god! I was like, girl, you better leave his ass.
Best
You know
put
what
your
I'm
motherfucking
saying?
foot down, and she
I was
did.
like,
She did.
good
She did
Lord.
leave him,
Yeah,
and then
she
he was
did leave
all
his ass.
his little brown eye was all puckered up because
No.
his wife left him, and then he went on a
That's when he hugged all his little boyfriends real close. You know.
he went on a
That's when you start
whole
acting like Tim Pool. You know what I mean? You get
right.
a compound down in Texas, and all your homeboys hang out, and you eat sushi and grind on the skate park, right?
Yeah,
All your buddies.
Tim
Then you
Fool.
go in and you do like a circle jerk for 3 or 4 hours on the live stream
Oh
with
my
all your
god.
incel buds.
Yeah. All
You
while
invite like
continuously
one
wearing a
female,
beanie.
like an Emma Vigeland, to come, and then you're all like a pack of dogs, like a bunch of chihuahuas. Yap, 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 yap.
Okay. Oh, you want to come eat sushi? You
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
put my
hang out and
fucking
eat
beanie
sushi?
on,
Huh?
dude. Put my
Huh?
beanie cap on and look just like him, dude. My little stocking cap.
That dude is such a bitch, man. His fucking like honestly, man. Like anybody who wears a beanie all the fucking time.
Year round, bro.
Like who does that? He is such an insecure little fucking bitch. It's
He
just
actually
funny
made me stop wearing beanies.
because you didn't want to be
I
associated with
did.
the fool.
I saw like how bad he made it look. That I like got that secondhand cringe, bro, and I was like,
How tall is
now if
he?
I
Do you
wear
know?
one, it's like, huh?
Do you know how tall he is? He's a
Nah.
pretty short guy, isn't he?
He seems like he's got little man syndrome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But for real though, like, dude,
He's like a
look
little
at me.
chihuahua.
Look at this, dude. I'm bald as hell, man. I've been
Right?
bald for fucking years, dude. I don't give a shit.
I mean,
What
my
the
hairline
fuck
used
does
to
it
be
matter,
like
bro?
over
What
here.
is he
You
so
know what I mean?
scared of? What is he?
I don't know.
What do you think someone's gonna be like? Oh, look at Chumpo, he's bald.
I don't know, man. They're just like they
No
use a lot of
concern with.
gender affirming care to seem like really manly. You know what I mean?
I
Like
agree.
he wears that beanie as a form of gender affirming care because then it's like
Yes.
he doesn't look old. He looks younger, right? He looks younger because
Yeah.
he's got the
Yeah.
beat. He's like some dumb teenager. Whereas if he took it off, and then like all those kids on Twitch or whatever that tune
Yeah.
in to the Timcast, see some fucking old bald guy, and they'd be like, "Who the fuck's that?"
He's like, he
Hey
doesn't
guys,
really even,
hey,
he
we're gonna
can't
be
even really
whoa,
grow that
whoa.
great of a beard either. He's like, not really even that manly
Dude,
when you look at
I
him.
tell you what,
Like,
man, these young bucks nowadays, man, they got like dudes in their 20s. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, they got those forever foreheads, bro. I don't know if you've seen the headline on those bros.
Yeah, man, they cutting it up tall
Well, I
or
mean,
what?
it's just like they've got heavily receding hairlines
Yeah.
in their 20s, you know what I mean? So those bangs hang down. So you'll see that in a lot of like
Mm.
these
Interesting.
like I hate to call out my boy, but like Adam Mockler, you know what I'm saying?
I gotcha.
He's got an example of that, you know what I'm saying? Like and
Well,
like
yeah. It's
but
what it
I
is.
think it's just like, well, I think it's like it's a bit of like evolution because like think about it, man. Like there's a lot of bald guys getting action because they've had some sort of hair treatments. You know what I'm saying? And gotten their hair back and look younger. Like look at Elon Musk, man. That guy was going bald. Now he's got a
Sure.
pretty full head of hair.
Sure.
Those guys are hitting it. There's a
Okay.
lot of you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, but dude, but that's like
Oh,
don't
what
get me
about the
wrong, dude.
Groypers, man? What about
Dude,
what's
there's a
going on
lot
with the
of good looking
Groypers?
bald guys out there. The hair doesn't matter. That's what people get hung up on.
Yeah,
Dudes get
it's
hung up
your
on. The
fucking
hair
behavior and
doesn't
your
fucking matter.
attitude, man.
Yeah, dude. Your confidence, like how you
Yeah,
carry, like what kind of
yeah.
person you are. That's like what attracts
So,
someone to you, you know?
so apparently Tim Pool, he's having a kid. Like, there was a woman out there that
No
wanted to
way.
sleep with him. Is that right?
Is it like a surrogate mother type situation? Like him and
Like,
another guy are having it, or
Ruben, like Dave Rubin, or
Dave
what?
Rubin? I don't know. I'm just
I'm
saying,
not
like
sure.
maybe it's like
I
I just
think
find him so repulsive, but there's a lot of repulsive ladies out there.
I find it hard to believe. I don't know.
Do you think he leaves it on the beanie during, like
Oh,
the
I bet
baby
you it
making
does.
time?
I feel like he doesn't even take it off. Like, I feel like he might
In
be
the
that
shower and shit.
insecure that he just like always leaves it on. He's got like 10,000 of them. He's like,
So
I got.
do all the guys like live on the compound with him? Like and her, I guess this lady, no?
I don't know.
Are they
It's
all on
good
the
questions,
compound?
man. We should get some people on this.
We need some
Get s-
investigative reporting, like Tim, invite us down. We'd love to come to the compound. I heard you got a sushi bar, bro. We like sushi.
Yeah, I do. I'll eat the
Load it up, bro.
fuck out of some sushi, bro.
I'm not gonna do any fucking skate park shit, but we can do some sushi and
No, no skate park shit for me. But
I'll drink some of your alcohol and you can
I wonder if we could like convince him to take his beanie off.
bro, I'd
I'd
be
love to
there.
see what's going on up
I would
there.
just we'd just rip
It's
it off,
mystery.
dude. He'd
It's
probably
mystery.
shoot us though. You know what I mean?
Do you think
He's
he's got
probably
like a
strapped.
Homer Simpson thing going on there, where his
Yeah,
like four
yeah,
hairs just kind of like,
yeah, yeah.
like, oh, I'm Tim.
He's
Ooh.
probably got I would say he's probably got like the monk thing, going on. Yeah, with like the one little patchy patch, like like kind of what I got,
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
patch.
probably he probably got a little island up there, a little peninsula thing going.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
Temple is a real. He's kind of a clown. He's just a clown, man. Like he's really wrong, but like he tries to do like the Ben Shapiro thing where you like talk really fast to Gish Gallop and throws a bunch of shit up there, but like he's really confidently wrong. You know what I mean?
Very much so, and I think Sam Cedar exposed that quite a bit when he was on the show. I mean,
Because
and
people
Luke
were like,
Beasley,
"Oh, you passive
even Luke
aggressively
Beasley, dude.
steamrolled him," but like it's like Sam Cedar doesn't have no time for Tim because he's like he sees like what a piece of shit he is.
Yeah. Did Sam or any of them on their majority report do? Because I know like Sam and Steven got this whole thing going on for fucking years. Like, did he cover that
Right.
deposition? Do you know? Have you seen any
Oh, I
content?
don't know, but
I really wanted
I don't
to
know,
check,
man. I mean, I think
or
honestly,
is
the
he
last thing
checked out?
I don't know. Sam might not even be interested, but I can't see how he wouldn't have like salivated looking at that, you know.
Oh, I'm sure he was just a laughing.
Because like when they did it, that when he was like on that Steven Crowder went on that Ethan Klein show, whatever it was. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I never watched the guy, but like I watched that episode because I heard like Sam, and that's like when I watch like Jeff Waldorf show, like he has it on his soundboard. He's like, "Oh no, Sam Cedar," you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Oh no.
Dude, I was
My
losing
worst
it. Like,
nightmare.
yeah, man, my fucking worst nightmare. And I was like, bro, it really is, man. Because like
Mm.
Sam's like that guy. Like he pisses me off because sometimes he stumbles over his words, but then as I've gotten older, I kind of like more understand.
We all be doing that shit, man.
Right?
It takes
But
sometimes, it takes time to
Sam
get
knows
what
what's
you're.
up, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam's like an elder statesman in a certain kind of way in the communication. I feel like he's always been really genuine. He's kind of like Bernie. He's always said the same kind of thing, and like I've always felt like a certain amount of trust with Sam because like even though I I have definitely disagreed with him on things, like when he debates someone, he he knows so much that he can't help but like twist these motherfuckers up into pretzels. You know what I'm saying? It makes them look stupid.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why you you really have never seen him on too many of the right wing shows. They always talk about, oh, left wingers don't ever want to come debate me, and then Sam's like,
They don't
anytime,
want none of them,
any
bro.
fucking time,
They don't want none.
and I absolutely love his libertarian. Like, I don't really watch him too much anymore because it's like the arguments from the libertarian are just
So sad and
they're so
tired, worn
sad. Yeah,
out.
it's like they're boring at this point, but man,
Yeah,
they just are. It's just gold, you know.
it's boring because it's nonsense. It's like
It's nothing new,
it's
man.
it's
It's all the same
so
shit, dude.
yeah, it's so boring, dude. It's like um if you want to tell me you're a selfish prick, tell me you're a libertarian.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
To sum it up, if you want to tell me you're really fucking selfish and you're an asshole, tell me you're a libertarian.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, you're like, you live in principle world where none of this shit actually fucking,
A
like
fantasy
maybe,
world.
yeah, well, yeah, it's like they have these principles of like taxation is theft, like I shouldn't have to pay any taxes, and it's like, well, but
But you use all these services and don't want to pay for them.
it's like, how do we have
Then you want to
roads and
suck off
stuff?
the society's teat and get all the benefits. But then when somebody needs you to pitch in, you're like, don't tread on me.
Well, and
That's
like,
what happens
just
because
all
they're
kinds
like,
of
oh, well,
stuff. It's
I don't
like,
want to pay for roads. I don't want to pay for your kids' school lunches. I don't want to pay for public library. I don't use it. I don't need to pay. Yeah, it's like, yes,
yeah,
but we're a society.
yeah,
And when you live in our fucking society, you contribute through your fucking taxes, bro. You're getting represented or you're getting representation from your sorry, got all Midwest on it there for a
I
minute,
got
but
roof.
you're getting represented. Like
Yeah.
they're not getting taxed without being represented. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
and it
we
just doesn't
fucking
make
fought a
sense.
whole
Like,
war
what?
over that.
Everybody's got to create their own fucking road to get into the city. It's like everybody's gonna have their own road. Amazon's got their own road. Fucking,
You can't be a libertarian in a city. First off, maybe you can be a libertarian on a homestead, but then you are not allowed to be a part of our society because then you're thieving from us.
but then like, and then again, it's like you want to ask these people. It's like, name me a country out there where there's no taxes, that pay no taxes, and then tell me what it's like. Like,
Yeah,
can you?
if it's like a wilderness.
I mean, can you show me how that functions in the real world, because like I just don't know of any countries out there in the world where you just like you don't pay any taxes, but then there's roads and there's all the stuff like hospitals, or like
Right.
if we want to have like parks, or natural and national or like state parks or something that we want to actually like conserve, as far as like um landscapes or ecosystems or like bodies of waters that we like, hey, we want to conserve these because this is just beneficial to society, therefore it's going to cost some money, which we have to do some taxation for. So like what?
Right. And so like a libertarian would just go out there and be like, well, I'm a free person and I can do what I want. And it's like, no, we, no, see, like
To an
you can't
extent.
do it. You can't have this libertarian action in a democracy either, because it's like almost dictatorial, and it's like myopic view of the world, because you're like only seeing it from your point of view. What you don't want to do, what you don't want to do, what you can do, what you will do, right?
Or like all the
Whereas
small
in a
new.
society, it's like what you want to do, what you're gonna do, and what you can do. You know what I mean? But the what you're gonna do is you're gonna do or else. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you don't pay for your water, it gets turned off. You don't pay for your electricity, gets turned off. You know what I mean? Like those things are like services. We can debate the merit on whether or not we should have to pay for those things or not. Like I'm up for that, but like in the currently that's the system. You know what I mean? The capitalist system.
Yeah.
They don't want to be a part of our system, bro. They're, a good example is like there's a big libertarian streak in like Texas, right? So Texas is like, we do things better and bigger down here. So they decided that they don't want to be part of the national electric grid, right?
Hmm.
They do their own fucking thing in Texas. But yeah, every year, because of climate change, it gets colder and colder, and they've been getting snow in like fucking Florida and Texas and shit. And the fucking power goes out because they have not weatherized their electrical grid, because it's not up to the same standards that the rest of the nation set,
Yeah.
because they want to be Texas strong. Well, Texas, your electrical grid sucks dick. Okay, it sucks.
Yeah. It's isolated.
Beep that out. Not really. That's the truth, though. It sucks, man. Like when you leave people stranded in houses that aren't insulated from the fucking cold, and you got Granny freezing to fucking death because they don't even know where a fucking blanket is because it's usually hot. You got a problem,
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
You got problems.
Oh yeah, man. But it just seemed like nobody was talking about when all that went down. I don't recall any of the Republicans or MAGA being like, the leadership of Texas is just outrageous that this would happen, blah blah blah. It's
No,
just,
they're down there glazing
yeah.
because they stick together, man. Like that's one thing. Um, that's one thing about them, man. Like they never speak out of turn against each other. Hey, APC BearingNet, I hope I said that right, man. What do you think about the Army helicopter? As an Australian, I love watching the USA. Never boring. Um, I think it's terrible, dude. That was the crash from yesterday. The helicopter crashing into the airplane. Um, a shortage of manpower brought on because of the Trump administration. If they weren't doing all these crazy shenanigans and moving people around and getting people distracted with all this DEI bullshit, um, they wouldn't be worried about keeping their jobs or what's going on with that stuff. They'd be doing their jobs, and there'd be more people there because there was a hiring freeze, so they couldn't get more people in. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we feel sorry for everybody involved. We're used to unfortunately terrible things happening in our country, man.
Do you think that is true?
Sad state of affairs.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just trying to pull up. I was gonna check in with Mockler, see what he's got going on. I mean, I think he's just kind of covering the feed just as well, but let's see if we can get him pulled up. Here we go.
APC asked the question, why are they training why is the military training in the public airport? Well, a lot of that stuff is actually integrated quite a bit. Like, for instance, I live in Illinois near St. Louis, Missouri, and then that's like the hub for like Boeing, right? And some other like defense contracting, like plane
Mhm.
and weapons manufacturers. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but like they have planes that fly out of like the St. Louis International Airport, like jets and whatever
Well, and just
experimental stuff, because it's like that's part of the infrastructure.
yeah,
They
well,
have
yeah.
military airfields for sure, but
Mhm.
you know,
There's there are times where there's a lot of demand for, these airspaces. One, the
right.
airspace is one thing, and then you've got, the actual facility, like the airports themselves, and then the military bases, and like your example there at Scott Air Force Base, they just built a whole new. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
private,
huge.
but
Yeah,
it's helping
Mid
service.
America, I
I
think
mean,
it's what it's called.
yeah, it's just within miles of the Air Force Base, so you know that they're using that as well to get bring cargo in or this that and
Also,
the other.
like where they're at geographically in the U.S. on the East Coast, like that, in Pennsylvania and whatnot. There's just not a lot of like space. You know what I mean? Everything's like pretty urban. So there's just a lot of there's a lot of military sites there, but it's all kind of squished in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it usually works fine. It usually works fine, but like say in the case of yesterday's accident, like there was supposed to be two people in there doing the job. There was one person, and like I can just imagine like the nightmare, because like when I was in the Air Force, I knew folks that did that air traffic control, and it is incredibly hard. Yeah, things happen. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Um. It's just unbelievable though. We're 2 weeks in, and this is kind of where we're at with this shit, man. Unbelievable.
Let's see what Adam's got to say here. So you got it pulled up.
And like you have an understanding of all the talking point. You know what to say. You know the actual information. But then they just pull something way out of left field that you've never heard of.
Well,
Tim Pool does this a lot. They pull something way out of left field, and you're like, "Yo,
Yeah, the USA is the best
I'd
show.
never heard
Fuck
of this
yeah,
before,"
man.
and then it kind of catches you off guard. That's happened to me before.
well, I was gonna say when you got done talking there, but this is why. So me and you were talking when we were talking about developing the show, and one of the ideas was like obviously we want to win as progressives and with our ideology, and we feel like the Democratic Party is the best way to do that is sort of like because it's an established whatever. But me and you kind of came up the idea of having a new party, starting a new party that was called the Helps, party or helping party. I was trying to kind of
The party
develop.
that helps, essentially, is what it would be. The
Yeah,
party that
which
helps.
is focusing on healthcare reform, universal healthcare, essentially. Like we need to be a part of the fucking developed world and have universal healthcare in this country. Equity. Um, what was the other one?
It was like the yeah, it was like
The helping party, the I in there was infrastructure, and this is a part of it. Like, so like we need to spend more money on building better, bigger, more airports to handle the increase in these flights. You know, the world is becoming more interwoven. Where we've got a lot of flights taking place, a lot of military activity. We need better infrastructure. We need to catch up with. We can spend the money on it. You know, it's okay. We can get those better rail systems like you see over in Europe or over in Asia where they've got high speed rails. How many years ago was it that Musk was talking about putting in the Hyperloop and all this shit, and he was gonna have it done? Like, where the fuck is that shit? He talks about we were gonna go to Mars. Nope, we haven't been to Mars. But what I'm saying, I guess what I'm just getting at is like infrastructure. This is part of the infrastructure spending that we need to be doing. So,
our Twitch watcher here, APC Burringnet from Australia, is spitting some facts here. He says, I'm lucky enough to be from Australia. Australia, we got cheap rent. Australia, 800 Australian dollars. Says USA needs to pay workers proper. Yes, yes. Our minimum wage is 7.25, and it's been that way for years and years and years and years. That's
yeah.
joke. That's joke money.
Mm,
That's like below poverty wages. Like when Bernie Sanders, one of our most popular politicians, and when he's like, oh, we need to pay people 15. It's like $15 an hour is not enough either.
it's still on
You
the
know what
low
I
end
mean?
there.
Like it really need it. Like we really need to be paid correctly, but we have a double whammy problem. Is that we have these fucking corporations that every time we get a nickel, they raise it up a dime. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Exactly.
every time they give us more money, they fucking raise the price on everything, and then they raise the price, but then they give you a smaller amount of the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shrinkflation, man. They make the packaging weird, where you used to get like a thing of grape juice, right? Get your grape juice, and now you get it, and it's got this fucking cone in the bottom that goes up in the front, where like they're stealing from you. You know what I mean? So you're paying
Yeah.
for 12 ounces, now you're getting 10 and a half. You
Right,
know what I mean, or
exactly.
whatever.
It's like every like you said, every fucking step forward for the average fucking laborer worker, it's two steps back on the, on the end of the product, you know? Fuck. They never can get ahead.
APC says the minimum wage is 24 Australian dollars.
Right.
See,
And
that
I'm like,
sounds like it would be about the right amount. You know what I
and
mean?
I'm guessing he's got healthcare that's, healthcare's in there. We ain't got that fucking shit either.
Or they, yeah, we don't know.
I'm pretty sure Australia's got that type of
Like a single
universal.
payer system, right?
Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah,
can clarify for us if he'd like, which would be great. But yeah, man. I mean, it's like again, that's like what we're getting at is like I think the way I put it earlier on Blue Sky or something is like it's time. We've been told for decades, basically since Reagan, that like it's trickle down economics. Trickle down economics, man. It's all that wealth is going to start trickling down, and it's like all it is flowing up, dude. It seems to be flowing up, and I feel like what needs to happen is that the levees need to be, it's high tide to let the levees open up and let them that trillions of dollars that like a few thousand billionaires have. It needs to be let go. Go.
Yeah, man, it's obscene. It's obscene.
Mm-hmm.
If we actually had like an IRS that did its job and a real progressive tax system like we
Yep.
used to have, where progressive, not like the progressive political movement, but progressive as like it progressively gets bigger the more money you have, that you pay more in taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you enter a new tax bracket. We need more brackets, man. Like, we've got people that are in wealth brackets that, like, when you're like, oh, the tax bracket ends at like 150,000, obviously it's not built for these people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, how they don't have their own like whole wings of the IRS that do nothing but like audit these 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they need to be doing.
Well, and I think currently it's like the tax bracket ends at 400,000, and like that is absolutely fucking wrong. Like it needs to go from 400,000 to 600,000 or 800,000, and then there needs to be another bracket from 800,000 to a million. There needs to be another motherfucking, and each time it steps up, the tax goes up.
Gets bigger. Yep.
And I'm under the it's my view or my principle that as you get up to, it should go all the way up into ad infinitum. Like if we're gonna say that people, my view is though, as it gets up to $1 billion between your
It'll weed
income
them out.
and
It'll
yeah,
take it. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
at $1 billion, everything over that gets taxed at 100%.
Yeah.
That's my view. There's no
There's
need for
no
billionaires.
good justification for someone saying, "Oh, I need 8 billions or
No.
400 billions
Billions of
dollars." It's
dollars.
like,
Nope.
get the fuck out of here, man.
Nope. Not today, Junior.
No,
Not
no.
today.
You know what? And you know what that would do? That would cause a massive amount of growth because people would be de-incentivized to hoard things because you would not be able to accumulate the same amount of wealth. You would only be able to accumulate $1 billion. So why would you need to create all this, or buy up all these other businesses? You could, it rejuvenate the ecosphere, the economy ecosphere, if you will. You know what I mean? New businesses would come in, and then we could actually have like the, the the progress. You know what I mean? The innovation and shit. Like that's capitalism is always touted to be great, and it does have these great aspects, but we need to like use those tax funds to fund like progressive social programs, you know what I
Right.
mean, that take care of people. Because you know what, we might as well dive in on this. We're about to enter an age where like AI and robotics is going to replace a massive amount of our workforce,
Yep.
and we need to engage with the idea that at some point we're going to have a bunch of people that don't have anything to fucking do. We need to like get a UBI or something going, like a basic level of like care, like a certain welfare state, if you will, to give people purpose. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
we could do this in a certain way where it could be positive, where we go like a Star Trek route where people earn um I don't know, like value for themselves and for society and doing things, you know what I mean? Learning and progressing, like technology or science or literature, whatever, some sort of benefit, right? Where everybody, it all evens out because everybody's doing something that interests them. That's where you get the innovation, the passion, right? Or we can go this dumb fuck route and just keep robbing and taking from everybody, and nobody has shit, and then we die.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like, you know, if you
like
look
that
at,
way.
I mean, you bring up a really good point. If you look at some of these
One
guys,
second.
just because it's been in the news lately about the open AI and the DeepSeek and all this stuff. You know, a lot of these tech bros, Musk, Yarvin, Teal, you know, all these fucking
Right.
billionaire tech bros that like have these big grandiose ideas for the AI, and you know, they all talk about like the AI is going to replace everybody's jobs like here shortly in the future because it's just getting so powerful of a technology. And
Well,
you
it's
so
just
you bring up a
getting
good
easy.
well, yeah, well, it's just like DeepSeek showed,
Exactly. Right.
if you believe all the ins and outs of what they did, which it seems like what they did was pretty transformative, caused the market to lose $1 trillion. So, um, I guess where I'm going with this is, so if all of our jobs were being replaced by AI, it's like, how is the government going to be taking in revenue to even pay for said UBI, especially if we're not taxing the corporations, and like if we keep reducing the tax on them, who's making all the money from the AI that's taking everybody's jobs, where's all the UBI money coming from? Because like, you know, it's like, what the fuck are we gonna do at one point? It's just basically like corporate overlords that's like, well, we got this AI that takes over everything, and none of you have jobs, and you can't work because you don't have jobs and you don't have money, but shit's you can talk to chat BGT or whatever. It's like you figure out what you're gonna do today.
Like obviously there will be like, jobs that can't
Yes.
easily be replaced by uh, either AI or like a robot. But like think like, they've already got things that are doing anything you can do on a computer. Computers can do that. You know what I mean already. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like come up with an article on the subject. Boom, done. It'll write it for you. You know what I'm saying? You can do a little bit of editing, boom, post it, right?
All kinds of shit, dude.
All kinds of shit.
Vacation,
Make
like
videos, whatever.
vacation
Yeah,
planners, like travel agencies that you would used to go to. It's like you can just type in ChatGPT. Hey, I'm thinking about going to Vancouver for a week. Line up a whole list of tourist places for me, and it'll put you out a whole. Like you don't need travel agencies to line your shit up.
right. And then there's other things that like, with a little bit of innovation and some dollar bills, you can easily like automate like cleaning the streets. Like you can automate some street sweeper vehicles, that run
Mm-hmm.
on an algorithm. We got self-driving cars. Well, these things move really slow. They could just autonomously be cleaning the streets all the
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Like factories, any kind of factory, anything can be automated from beginning to end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And absolutely will get more efficient with the AI streamlining things and also like running the robotics or the machineries, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of time. We've got like major leaps happening right now with like quantum computing, like in like yeah, DeepSeek,
Yeah.
being incredibly easy to operate off of like existing stuff. It's incredible, but
Yeah.
like we need to embrace it instead of being afraid of it and like think it's like instead of being like oh crap we're not going to have any jobs, I'm looking at it like oh fuck yeah we won't have any jobs. It's like but we need to be taken care of. You
Yeah. Well, there's got
can't
to
just
be.
leave people, put
Yeah.
millions of people out of work, over the next decade and not expect things to hit the shitter unless there's some sort of, like I said, some sort of welfare system in place where it's like, you get, everybody should just get a certain stipend from the government. I don't see why we don't fucking anyways. We have more than enough money. We have more than enough money to do that. Nobody prioritizes, human health and happiness over like stupid shit. But like the
Mm-hmm.
stupid shit is like summed up by like oligarchs, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they'll defend a billionaire's right to have billions of dollars because they think that someday they might have billions of dollars, but then they'll shit on someone that don't have anything for trying to get a leg up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've got major problems in our country with our priorities, with our values. It's obviously a lot worse than we thought. We elected an entire government full of like people that have no moral values, and I don't want to hear no more of this evangelical bullshit, because you can't
Nah.
tell me you're a follower of Christ and then tell me you voted for fucking Trump.
Yep. Ain't
Fuck
happening,
that.
dude.
Fuck that.
Well, just any
No.
like just a lot
Any
of
of
this
their
shit,
stuff,
man.
dude.
This
Yeah,
is
dude.
not very Christian. Like, I'm not a Christian. None of it resonates with me. I don't identify as a Christian.
Bro, the other day they were literally talking about, well, if Jesus was alive today, if he came to this country through the proper channels, of course we would let him in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? You're telling me
when he
you would make your Lord and Savior a divine being waiting an immigration process instead of coming into your country. It seems like you're not very Christian to me.
Oh
It's
man,
bizarre, bro. It's bizarre.
I don't know, man. Like, but um, f- they. This is the thing for me, though. They say if Jesus were to come back, no, motherfuckers. According to your goddamn belief, he's supposed to come back. And
Right.
as far as I'm aware, I think is he supposed to come down from the sky, right? Is he supposed to
Right.
come down in the United States? Is he supposed to come down over in Israel or Palestine?
Probably, I would imagine.
Like, what is it? Like, the thing
I'd
for
imagine
me,
over there
dude.
somewhere.
The thing for me, dude, is like, man, I don't. Uh, this whole biblical belief stuff, it just, I mean, I don't want to offend anybody that believes that you have the right to do it, but like, I, it's just wild to me. Like
Well, they're using scripture, and they're using this fake religion that they promote as a way to uh, demoralize us in two different sense. Like, demoralize us like as a people, as the as our political party, but also like our moral structure, but then to demoral us, like make us seem like we're, like, what do they call us, fucking demons and
Mm,
pedophiles and shit like that. We don't at what point does any progressive policy have anything to fucking do with demons or pedophilia or any of that shit? Like, progressive policies is like equality. People are equal. We don't hold anybody because of any kind of physical inherent trait inside your body, outside your body, any kind of belief system. It's basically like, how do we progress our civilization forward through, like,
yeah,
like how, like we were talking about, a new party would be like healthcare, the economy that
equity,
works for
yeah,
people. Yeah,
right,
an equity economy, like
yeah,
progressive policies, like, on infrastructure and shit, put people to work building the next generation of like electrical grid, with like charging stations for like, the next generation of mode of transit, like electric trains. I don't fucking know,
yeah,
but like, let's do that
right,
instead of like hanging in the past, man. Like, the boomers are about to be gone. We're gonna take power anyways. Okay, we're gonna, the Gen X and the millennials and shit, like, we're all kind of cool together. We don't have like this generational like shame where we shame the people younger than us like the boomers did. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. We're We're going to join hands with like the younger folks, and we're going to make a more equitable society. And these fucking fascists that we're up against right now, like, we got to put them in their place, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're wrong. They're wrong about every fucking thing, and we're not putting up with it.
Yep. Yep. But we do, honestly, though, we need, like, I don't like using the word real Christian or true Christian, but like we need these people out there who claim to be Christians, who actually take whatever, the philosophies of Jesus, like love thy neighbor, help people out. Don't go into the church to worship. You don't need to go to the church. You can worship out in the field. Those core fundamental things that everybody seems to always attribute
judge
to
people.
Jesus. Yeah, all those things,
That's
man.
God's prerogative, man. Like, at least be like, quit being such a fucking hypocrite, because Jesus didn't like hypocrites, man. Okay.
Yeah.
He fucking hated them, bro. And he hated people like, they used to charge money to get into heaven. That's what the money changers were doing in the thing. I'm an atheist, but I read the Bible just because I wanted to know what the hell was in it, and like, I honestly don't disagree with Jesus on very many things.
Yeah.
Except for like, I don't want to turn the other cheek, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking done with that shit.
Yeah. Like
I
that
get
the pastor that gave the sermon at the inauguration that ended up creating a meme coin.
Yeah.
Like, is that like true?
Yeah, I saw that guy.
Is that like true Christian? Like, or even Trump, like these meme coins,
It's
like
fake, man.
clearly
It's fake religion.
scamming his followers. It's clear that they're scamming their followers. A pastor,
Yes.
so like
Because you know
Christians
what?
need to start calling
There's
these
nothing
people
wrong.
out, man.
Yeah, Christians definitely need to start calling these fake Christians out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Christian nationalist, is this is just kind of what we're seeing from Trump, and that's what this whole Project 2025 shit is all about. Is like this Christian nationalist view of the world, where like women need to get back in the home, and
like Pete Hogsworth.
Black people need to know their place and this kind of stuff, because that's what Jesus wanted or something. It's like, no, man, this shit that you're talking about is like just Nazi stuff. Is what you're just a Nazi, and we need real Christians to call it out. But
you can call them real Christians, man, because you know what? If you ain't following Christ or the red letters, you're not really a Christian, man. You're just calling yourself a Christian, okay?
yeah.
And yeah, we don't need to put up with these fake ass people, because you know what? All these people, like, if you say anything about people needing to be deported, you're not a real Christian. Because the real Christians welcome the strangers into their country. It's fucking hypocrisy, bro. Like, you're telling me these poor people, oh, well, there's a bunch of criminals. Ain't nobody saying that we can't get rid of the criminals. But like, let me holler at you for a minute, okay? Imagine, let's do a hypothetical. You're a dad, right?
Yep.
Your kid's out on the street, and a illegal immigrant drives, hits your kid, and he dies, right? ICE gets the guy and deports him. Now, do you feel like justice was served, or would you rather that guy go to fucking prison after a trial, right?
Right.
Where there
he
was
like
some
found
kind of
guilty
like,
and all this stuff.
yeah, where the law is like enforced. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like I would want him to go to prison. Yeah.
Right. So, like, why are we giving these criminals free passes back to their fucking home country for crimes they did here? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no motherfucking sense, man.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. Why are we giving these people a free ride home where they
like,
don't have
when
to
they get
face
back to
any
the
fucking
country,
yeah, dude.
like,
They don't face
how do we
any
know what's
fucking prison
happening to
time
them?
in their country.
Yeah.
So we're sending a criminal away unpunished.
Well, and the other thing I was just thinking of is like how many fucking like missionary groups and shit have we like sent like the United States and these churches and stuff sent out there into the world, into all these countries, like are you telling me that every single time for the last 40, 50 years, 60 years that all these Christian groups would go by the books of, into all these countries? What I'm saying is, do you
And follow
think
all their their
exact
laws
laws, all the baby,
right.
do they just like fly in? They're like, oh, well,
What's
we're
keeping them from
Christian
getting deported?
missionaries,
Right.
so
Exactly.
we belong here because we're spreading Jesus stuff, right?
And like these migrants ain't coming here to uh, like dude, this whole it's just a red herring. It's a false equivalency because it's like everybody, every ethnic group of people has people that commit crimes. It's just fucking ridiculous. Okay, it's like people are going to be fucking people and they're going to commit crimes. No Democrat has ever said that we don't want to fucking punish these people
Yeah,
for committing crimes.
right,
Okay,
exactly.
but like we can also say that we don't want people just rounded up. Like when Trump the president says we're going after criminals, we're just going after criminals, but then they're raiding elementary
Schools and
schools
churches
and
and
churches and shit. It's like,
yeah.
so you're getting the hardcore criminals at the churches
Well, you
and
never
then
know
at the
where the fuck they'll
elementary
be,
school,
man.
right? They're hiding in the elementary schools, right?
The
Sure.
hardened criminals hanging out in the
They're
elementary
hanging
school.
out in the fucking bell towers like the hunchback in Notre Dame and shit in the fucking churches, dude. It's like, you know where they're at? They're on the fucking job site, homie, working. That's where they're at. And if they're not there, they're leaving because you know what? Um, why would you want to stay in a country where they fucking treat you like such dog shit? Make you feel like I mean, obviously they're the scapegoat for the Trump, it's like if you're brown, if you're illegal, or if you're a trans, that's the scapegoats right now. And then occasionally they'll talk about the economy.
Right.
But now
Occasionally.
the economy's great. Okay, the stock market, what did we lose, $1 trillion? It's great, guys.
Well,
Hey,
no,
it's amazing
well,
now.
they're going out and saying like, well, if you got to pay higher prices, that's a good thing.
Oh, it's more patriotic, I think, to pay
It's
higher prices, right? Was
it's
that the
good
same
now that you're
under Joe
paying.
Biden when they were screaming about the price of eggs? Was that not patriotic then? But it's
Right.
patriotic now.
Well, and do you ever remember like when price, like for instance, when like we would have bird flu issues during Biden, like a couple years ago, we had like a little round of like they had to kill off a bunch of chickens and shit because of
Yep.
some flu, and caused the price of eggs to go up, and the price of chicken, and like, do you remember any MAGA folk like really getting into the nuance of the bird flu and how you gotta kill off the chickens? Like, I don't
No.
remember really any of that. I remember this is Joe Biden's fault.
Yes, that's what they said. It was Joe
That's
Biden's
basically
fault.
what they
Everything
said.
was Joe Biden's fault.
Like if someone farted the wrong way and like Donald Trump's what's left of his hair like went this way, that was Joe Biden's fault. It was like everything. If I mean, just everything was Joe Biden's fault. So,
Everything he did essentially was his fault.
mm, but nothing. Yeah,
Well, everything that happened while he was president was also his fault. Everything that he didn't control, like the gas price, or like if the
prices.
air pollution was high that day, Joe Biden's fault.
Yeah,
But now that it's Trump's fault, oh, now nuance exists.
right.
Now, oh, we've got a
Well,
reasonable approach. We
uh-huh.
don't have Janine Papiro, 18 bottles of Merlot deep, screaming about, oh, the economy, it's the economy. If they didn't have these DEI economists, yada, yada. right?
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
these damn
Fuck that lady.
DEIs, right?
Everything's DEI,
If
dude.
these damn DEIs
I
weren't
thought they
coming
didn't
here,
like the 3-word or 3-letter stuff.
dude, I'll tell you who's DEI, bro. Every fucking one of Trump's kids, they're all anchor babies. Every goddamn one of them. Baron, anchor baby. His mom's from Slovenia. They
Anchor
used chain
baby.
migration
Yeah.
to bring her parents here, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
does the hypocrisy ever fucking sink through these big, thick, like, Cro Magnum skulls these fucking MAGA chuds have, dude?
Mm.
Does it ever sink through? And they're like, why is it that, why is it that Trump has three wives, three ex-wives, and each one of them was from a different Eastern European country, right?
What
You know what I mean?
was the dude's name that was running the modeling agency from it would the dude's name. It's how he met Melania. The guy that
Oh,
ran.
Epstein.
No, not Epstein.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
man, let me look. I'll have to look it up.
You gotta look
But
it up.
basically, he ran, he ran a little modeling agency. But
And
yeah,
like
no,
people forget that, like, Donald Trump used to be used to like own and run the like Miss America pageants and shit like that, right? Like
mhm.
it like was all super did that so it could be like super creepy on these fucking young girls. You know what I mean? Like there was like quite a few of these, well, they're probably older ladies now, but like ladies that said that, like, before the event even took place, like he would ask them to come out and line up, and like he would go and like look them all up and down, and basically like he would pick out who was going to win. So I wonder who the person, what those people usually would look like. You can just look at like anybody from Mar-a-Lago, blonde, blonde, blue eyes,
Yeah.
very Slovenian looking, not American, because you know what, American women apparently are not good enough for Donald Trump or JD Vance for that matter. They weren't good enough. MAGA women are not good enough for
Right.
either of
They
our
gotta
president.
go. They
Our
gotta go overseas. Right.
they had to go overseas, man, or marry these immigrants. Like, does this shit never sink into MAGA? Like, hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Oh, hey, did you when you were watching Cash Patel's
Oh my god.
hearing, do you recall, did he I know Grassley when he introduced him, he mentioned that Patel was Hindu. And I'm wondering when he swore in to the hearing, if he swore in on the Bible, or if he swore in, to Vishnu or Krishna,
Man.
or
I thought
like
that didn't that
I
one
thought it.
Republican guy say that no, 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 I swore in on the Bible.
Well, no,
Jake
yeah,
Tapper's
I
like,
want
yeah,
to,
because you're a Christian, so
and
you
then
probably brought the Bible.
I think that uh,
No,
gosh,
obviously you
Patel.
could.
I know that you can swear in on anything, but I'm just like MAGA.
No, yeah,
How many
yeah.
times have you heard them be like, "Oh, but they didn't swear in on the Bible, man, so
Plenty,
it's not,
plenty.
it's
And like
not,
there was a whole
it
cottage
doesn't even
industry on whether
count."
or not Obama was a Muslim. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, but I just want
Even
MAGA.
if he
I want
was, who
MAGA
gives
to
a
kind of
shit?
just let me know, man. Like they're cool with old boy swearing to Vishnu or Krishna or something. Like, do they even know who fucking Vishnu is or
Right.
Krishna?
No,
Like
no, no.
should we? I mean, should we start talking about like if MAGA actually really like gets down with the Hindu belief of like reincarnation?
Right.
Like, where's MAGA on this stuff? You
I
know?
mean, we all know what Cash Patel is like. What I gathered from watching that, and let me tell you what it was kind of disturbing. Okay, watching Homeboy because like he's got these really fucking intense eyeballs, right? I mean, you look at a video of the guy like when he talks, like he looks like he's barely controlled rage. You know what I'm saying? Like at any moment, like he just like fucking like try to like snap your neck or something or attack you. You know what I mean? Like he just like stares at you so fucking intently. And like a matter of fact, when I got up and right before I was about to stream it, but then I had some stuff come up. But I was listening to him, and it was right towards the beginning of the hearing. So the Democrat asked him something, and maybe it was Grassley, but before he hung up his microphone or turned it off, you could hear Patel say, "What a fucking joke," right?
Mm, mm.
Essentially about the hearing.
Maybe she came
You
in
know
a
what I
leak.
mean? Like, what a fucking joke. Because, like, I mean, he ain't wrong because it is a joke. He's gonna get confirmed.
Yeah.
He's gonna get confirmed, and you know, he's completely unhinged, man. Like he has said all these things like about him having like an enemies list and like he's gonna purge so and so and he's gonna go after yada yada. And like, you know, like Klobuchar and other people like said his statements back to him and he's like, oh, I don't know anything about it. That's an
Mm-mm.
incomplete, you know, that might be an incomplete statement. I don't know what statement you're referring to. Like he fucking knows.
Yeah.
He went on fucking shows and like it it was on the you know
Brian Tyler Cohen
broadcasted, dude.
on Blue Sky, Brian Tyler Cohen has receipts of every single one of those instances that you're describing there. Where, you
ETC
know,
is the same for doing that shit, bro.
yeah, dude.
He's good.
Yeah. I mean, he literally, it was like one big thread. It was like, Cash Patel, in questioning, blah, 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 said that he did not say these things, blah, blah, blah. He's like, here's the video where he said it. And it shows it. It's like, dude, you are a fucking lying piece of shit.
You're a liar, sir. They're all fucking liars, bro. They're all fucking liars, bro.
Oh, yeah, bro. Do we still got any live stream participants on your end? I'm not seeing any on YouTube. I guess we're not cool enough on YouTube yet, man.
Not
One
sure.
day. One day, bro.
Showing one person watching, one
Okay. Well, thanks for
one
watching out
person's more
there.
than no people, and we really appreciate everybody that was watching on Twitch and on YouTube.
Yeah, we just chilling, man. We just chilling.
Yes, thanks for hanging with us. We probably will have to end it here shortly though because
It's time.
my wife be wanting to go to bed.
Yes, it's almost midnight here where we
Yeah.
are, and so we're just, you know, we can
But we will
wrap it up though, for sure.
but we will be with you guys again soon enough. We're trying to get more and more content going because honestly there's just so much shit to cover.
Yeah.
We're really not trying to get like bogged down too much in like the minutia because like there's just too much stuff to get into things like that. And quite frankly, like we're wanting to be like bulldogs and get in there and start like chewing on the right wing media system. You know what I mean? Like,
Apparati.
yeah, just start tearing these like the Tim Pools, the Dave Rubins, the Breitbarts, all that shit. Pull all that shit down, man. You know what I mean? Like and show just like how stupid these fucks are.
Yeah. And to dismantle the facade of like, you know, the billionaire class that they, you know, they know best and they've got, you know, they need all the money in order to like continue society or whatever. Like fuck that shit. It's
Yeah,
time.
fuck that.
It's time. Again, like I said earlier in the show, we've had trickle down economics for long enough, and it's time to fucking reverse the flow up in this bitch.
Exactly.
So, All right.
All right, guys.
Satch,
Thanks for tuning
it's been
in.
great. Always fun. Jamming, talking.
Best thing. It's nice talking to you, G Dan.
Yep. Everybody out
Like always.
there in the world, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.
Yep. See you
Peace.
guys. Bye.